Hey, it's the business guy. Imagine waking up one day to find out that everything that you've worked so hard for, your home, your savings, and even your business is suddenly at risk. A lawsuit, divorce, or just bad advice could wipe you out. You'd think it'd never happen to you until it does. But here's the good news. You could prevent it, and today I'm going to walk you through the most common asset protection mistakes that you must avoid. I'm the CEO of Asset Protection Planners and the Lawyers Limited law firm based in Washington, D.C., coming to you from my home in Florida. So stick with me because this knowledge might just save your financial future. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button and join our community of savvy wealth protectors. And today I'm giving away a Business Guy polo shirt, which I'll show you inside, to some random subscribers. Just for fun, we're giving away Business Guy polo shirts to random subscribers. So be sure to subscribe so you can make more, protect more, and get free stuff. Let me tell you a quick story. A guy who later became a friend of mine, we'll call him Tom, was living the dream. Successful business, nice house, a comfortable nest egg, and then bam, out of nowhere, he got hit with a lawsuit. A minor car accident led to a 7-figure judgment against him. He didn't have an asset protection plan in place, and he lost almost everything. So what's the moral of the story? It's not enough to build wealth. You have to protect it. And today we're diving into the most common asset protection mistakes that leave people like Tom vulnerable. So let's get started. Let's face it, procrastination is the enemy of progress. I mean, you wouldn't wait until your house is on fire to buy insurance, right? But so many people wait until they're already facing a lawsuit to think about asset protection. And here's a shocking stat. 40 million lawsuits are filed in the U.S. every year. That's one every 2 seconds. And waiting until you're in trouble is like trying to close the barn door until after the horses have escaped. Once a lawsuit is filed, your options become extremely limited. We can still help, but they become limited. So after 34 years of being in this field, I can tell you firsthand that proactive planning is your best friend here. Let me show you a real life example. We had a lady call us around 15 times or so. She had scratched her head and say she needed to think about it. And we warned her repeatedly that she and her husband, if they didn't act quickly, their legal opponents could freeze their assets mid-lawsuit. But instead she kept hesitating until finally the worst happened. She called us back and said our assets are frozen. At that point, there was nothing we could do. Procrastination cost her dearly. So don't let this happen to you. Here's another big mistake: trusting the wrong advisors. Not all attorneys or accountants are created equal, especially when it comes to asset protection. Now, most professionals don't specialize in this area and may not fully understand the tools available. In fact, even the attorneys that I hire on staff, I have to train them in asset protection from the ground up. They don't teach how to keep lawyers' hands out of your pocket 101 in law school. They just don't. Worse yet, some attorneys have ulterior motives. And let me explain. You might find an attorney who's more concerned about their reputation with the judge that they'll see for the next 25 times than your financial future. For example, they'll avoid setting up strong asset protection for you or telling you that you shouldn't do it because they don't want to upset a judge that they appear before regularly. Another common issue. Some attorneys are worried that if you're fully protected, you won't need them anymore. Now, they may say things like, this won't look good in court, or this could be considered a fraudulent conveyance. But here's the truth. Fraudulent conveyance is almost always a civil matter and not a criminal one. It can often be avoided with the proper planning. So always work with an attorney who specializes in asset protection and has your best interests at heart. Now let's talk about exposing personal assets. Now this one is more common than you think. For example, are you using your personal bank account for business expenses? If so, you're making yourself a prime target for creditors. Mixing personal and business financing makes it easy for someone to pierce the corporate veil and come after your personal assets. Another mistake, not creating separate entities for different assets. Say you own multiple rental properties. If they're all under one LLC, one lawsuit could take all the properties. And don't get me started on trusts, whether it's a domestic trust in South Dakota or an offshore trust in the Cook Islands. Trusts can be powerful tools if used correctly. Just make sure you work with an expert to set them up properly. The strongest asset protection shield is an offshore asset protection trust, especially one in the Cook Islands, Belize, or Nevis. The strongest of which we've found is the Cook Islands, and we've set up more Cook Islands trust than any firm in the world. All right, we've talked about the mistakes. Now let's focus on the solutions. Here are some actionable steps you can take to protect yourself. First of all, consult a specialist. Find an attorney who specializes in asset protection, such as the attorneys at Asset Protection Planners. Next, separate your assets. Create separate LLCs or corporations for your business and investment properties. Now, this isolates risk. Next, consider offshore options. Offshore trusts and LLCs in places like we said, the Cook Islands, offer some of the strongest protections in the world. And don't forget that asset protection isn't just for the wealthy. Whether you're a small business owner or a high net worth individual, these steps apply to you. So at the end of the day, asset protection is about peace of mind. It's knowing that no matter what life throws at you, your hard-earned assets are safe. And neglecting this area can lead to devastating consequences. But taking proactive steps can secure your financial future. If you found value in this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with somebody who could benefit from the knowledge. And remember, at Asset Protection Planners and the Lawyers Limited Law Firm, we're here to help. So visit assetprotectionplanners.com to learn more, and don't wait for the storm. Build your shield today. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.